Imagine living in a home inspired by the overgrown ruins of the Roman Empire. How would that inspired design play out? Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we're traveling to Elberon to uncover one of Carrère Hastings' most unique commissions. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. In 1856, Daniel Guggenheim was born in Philadelphia as one of 11 children of Meyer and Barbara Guggenheim. His father Meyer had built a lucrative business in metals, and young Daniel grew up poised to expand the family fortune. In 1881, a rich silver ore discovery in Colorado became a foundation of that fortune. Daniel joined the business around that time and helped propel it to global heights. By 1901, the Guggenheims had gained control of the American Smelting and Refining Company, defeating competitors backed by the Rockefellers. After Meyer's passing in 1905, Daniel assumed leadership of the family enterprises and quickly became the face of what was described as a saga of success upon success. Under his guidance, the Guggenheim Group dominated mining and smelting on an unprecedented scale. They mined tin in Bolivia, gold in the Yukon, diamonds and rubber in the Congo and Angola, and copper across Alaska, Utah, and Chile. By 1918, the family's wealth was estimated at $250 to $300 million, placing them among the world's richest dynasties. Despite immense power, it was said Daniel Guggenheim could make or break a government with a telegram, but influence aside, he also faced challenges. In 1922, after internal disputes, Daniel and his brothers were edged out of the American Smelting and Refining Company, prompting his retirement from business at 67 years old. He then turned his focus to philanthropy, particularly in the budding field of aviation. Throughout the 1920s, Daniel, often in partnership with his son Harry, funded pioneering works in aeronautics. He established the Daniel Guggenheim Fund for the Promotion of Aeronautics, which endowed aviation research centers and awards to spur safer aircraft technology. Thanks to these efforts, Guggenheim's legacy extended beyond mines and mills and into the skies, fostering innovations in flight. While Daniel built an empire in industry, he built some truly stunning mansions, but for today, we'll be taking a look at his magnificent summer home on the New Jersey coast. This mansion, which he named Firenze, became one of the most talked about residences in the resort enclave of Elberon. In the late 19th century, Elberon was known as a playland of millionaires, a seaside retreat for America's wealthy elite. Stately hotels and private cottages attracted U.S. presidents and financiers alike, all eager to enjoy ocean breezes in high style. Daniel Guggenheim decided to transform the site into an Italian-inspired showplace befitting his status. Completed around 1903, this luxurious summer villa was intended to evoke the grandeur of the old world. In fact, the architects deliberately imbued Firenze with classical Italianate character, from green shutters to flamboyant corbels and grand columns. The mansion's architecture blended Beaux-Arts elegance with Renaissance revival flair. For example, its facades featured Ionic columns and pilasters painted in bold colors, smooth red shafts in the lower level, and fluted columns above painted white and green. This dramatic polychrome treatment, along with ornate interiors, was meant to recall the Pompeian style of classical antiquity. In essence, Firenze was Daniel's homage to Italy, a name and design chosen to conjure the romance of Florentine palazzos and Roman villas built of clapboard right on the Jersey shore. Before we head inside, I want to give a huge shout out to our This House supporters, as this video was made possible by our members. Consider joining our membership program to support the production and research of videos like this one. Entering the mansion, we see the signatures of Carrère Hastings abounding, from the use of classical architectural elements and the most fashionable furniture of the day. However, this came with a twist, a challenge of sorts to evoke Pompeian design by bringing the outdoors in, as if though you were walking into an overgrown palace, searching for elements like the grand staircase beyond fountains, tiger skins, and palm fronds. This idea of a house that is part garden continued into the breakfast room, where trellises climbed the walls and even covered over the windows. While this style wasn't necessarily a throwback, after all, it was very popular in contemporary French design at the time, the introduction of fountains and plants kept the vibe going through the house. Even the formal rooms were dialed back in their own ways so as to lend an air of relaxation without pretension, such as in the library, where Circassian walnut paneling was paired with simple craftsman furniture to create this contrast. As for the drawing room, while its shell was formal with a marble fireplace, intricate plasterwork, and proper wallpaper, the furniture was made of rattan and paired with potted palms. Fresh flowers would be brought in daily to further liven up the space and add to the ambiance. As the 1920s drew to a close, Daniel Guggenheim could reflect on a life of remarkable achievement. In September 1930, however, his story met an abrupt end. Daniel passed suddenly of heart disease at age 74. Fittingly, he spent his final days in great comfort, passing away at his palatial Long Island residence known as Hempstead House. I'll have that video linked at the end of this one. But getting back on topic, what became of Firenze? Like many Gilded Age estates, its glory was not destined to last forever. In the decades after Daniel's departure, the property changed hands within the extended family. Firenze managed to survive through the Great Depression and World War II, but only just. Some suggest it was simply torn down, while others recall a fire in the early 1950s, but the result was the same: Firenze was no more. Firenze lives on in photographs as an icon of Gilded Age elegance on the Jersey Shore, a fun and fascinating footnote in the larger Guggenheim saga. And with that, I'll turn it over to you. What did you think about this unique summer cottage? Let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.